Hi guys, this is my second attempt to work on my third video. I had posted an earlier video of these same books um, on YouTube, and Lightning2288 pointed out to me that the sound was off halfway through the video, so this is my attempt to redo this video. I just wanted to talk about some of my favorite books out of one box that I own. And I want to start with Star Trek: The Next Generation, The Last Generation. This is issue 1. This is an alternate cover. As you can see, this is an homage to Days of Future Past. And this was one of my more favorite covers from the series. It took me a while to find this. It's not really easy to find this book out in the wild. So if you do see this book, I would pick it up. It's a very good read. The next book I would like to talk about is Kick-Ass #1. I didn't even realize I had this book until I looked through the box. And I must have bought this book when it first came out on the shelf. I had no idea what it was about. And this first issue is pretty brutal. If you haven't read it, I would at least take a read. And if you're lucky enough to actually have an issue #1, that was a pretty good pickup on your part. Starting with the next one, Revival. I didn't hear about Revival until much later into the series, and I picked this up at my local comic shop, and I was pretty happy. He worked a deal with me, and I was able to pick up a couple of books with Revival, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. The next book I want to talk about is Sandman #8, First Appearance of Death. She's a major character in Vertigo, if you haven't read Sandman. I don't think she makes too many of appearances in DC, and I haven't heard anything about her being in the New 52, but it's a key issue, so if you do see it, near mint, it won't cost you too much, probably between $10 to $20. It's definitely a key issue to pick up. Next book is Sheltered. This book I did read. It's a pretty interesting premise. It doesn't have zombies or nuclear fallout. It's more of the human condition, and you really don't even know if all these people in this one compound, what they're doing there. They're just more of a survivalist, and there's a twist at the end of this particular issue. So if you haven't read it yet, I would read this book. Another book that I was pretty stoked of getting was iZombie #1. When it first came out, it was $1. As most of you guys probably know by now, they're making this into a show. I don't know if this book is going to really blow up like The Walking Dead. It does have an interesting premise of the protagonist needing to eat human brains in order to stop herself from deteriorating. It has other cool characters in it. I've only read the first issue, and I probably will pick up the rest on trade paperback. So, iZombie right there. Next one, this one I heard about years ago through Wizard Magazine. This is the Savage Dragon #31. This is the uncensored version. If you look on the top, you can tell because this censored version has God is love right here, or God is good, right there where it says image. This one, I'm surprised more people haven't picked it up. I guess it's a forgotten issue. It was controversial when it first came out, and I'm thinking this is more like a sleeper mint or a sleeper gem. I'm glad that I have this particular issue in my collection. This one I just got this week, Walking Dead 19. The person I bought it from actually found this issue in Books A Million. They had a long box full of different comics. and he picked this up for cover price from what I was told. So he and I worked a deal. He took my best offer. I never thought I would ever get this issue, so I'm pretty stoked about it. I am a big Walking Dead fan. Unfortunately, my run starts on issue 42, so I missed this one and issue 27 and all the other stories. I did start those stories on a trade paperback that my cousin bought me years ago, and I appreciate that. But this is The Walking Dead, issue 19, first print. Now, I want to end this video with this particular book. This is Return of the Jedi, Infinities. This is alternate reality book. It had a different take on A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and if one thing was different, then the story just took a whole new turn. And this is the last issue of that particular series, Return of the Jedi 4:4. And I'm going to open up this book to show you why exactly this is my favorite book. Because at the end of the story, Luke and Leia actually confront Darth Vader, and they were actually able to rescue him. And this is the redemption of Anakin Skywalker. And that's a pretty cool alternate costume for Darth Vader. And as you can see, even though the Death Star blew up in this issue, and Darth Vader survived to become Anakin Skywalker again, so did the Emperor. So he didn't give up his life to end the Emperor. So the story continues. But that's for another day. This is issue 4:4. And once again, this is such an interesting book just because of this alternate costume for Darth Vader. So that's the end of my video, and I wanted to thank Lightning2288 for pointing out that faux pas on my part. Thank you, buddy, and take care.